I shut it all down. Yep, I shut it all down. And what happened recently really brought me to my knees. I am recording live the newest episode of my podcast, Awful Okay Awesome. And this week, it's just me, myself, and I, no guest, because I wanted to share with you the things that have been going on behind the scenes. And basically, I shut down Media the Creative Agency. I still have this up as an homage to, if that's the proper word, to my business, my creative agency that was thriving on generated millions for myself, for my clients as a marketing agency. And I will tell this story in my upcoming anthology, much like my previous best-selling anthology, Powerful Synergy. And I will tell this full story. But basically, I shut my business down. I had to, and I took a leap of faith with it too. And what happened next actually recently truly brought me to my knees. So, but I don't want to forget to mention our sponsor, Black Oswald Coffee Company. This show would not be possible without them. I wouldn't do it without a sponsor. It is just game changing. And so I'm so appreciative of them, not just because of sponsoring the show, but because for every ounce, every sip, every grain, every bean that you consume of this coffee, it helps those undergoing mental health journeys. Hey, if you're here and if you're watching live, or if you're watching as a replay, I do want you to please tell me, where are you watching from? Where are you listening from? And if you're on a platform that you can't, that you're not watching, you're listening. And if you're not on a platform that you can tell me, you can comment, because you're just listening on your favorite platform streaming. Could you do me a favor and make sure that you subscribe to the show and leave me a 5-star review? That is it makes a world of difference for us podcasters. It really supports our craft. If you want to call it that, it is a craft. Come on, let's not be humble here. I'm all about being humble. Just kidding. I'm really not. There's a place and time for it. When you're in business, it's not the time. Anyways, I digress as per usual. But what I wanted to tell you about is, again, I various reasons. You'll read it in my book, Course Corrected. I'm the featured author. I brought on 14 other ladies to tell their stories with me. Hey, thanks for watching. And so you'll get that in September. It's launching September 4th. So mark your calendar for that, because I will be so grateful for your purchase of the book at that time. But, it was scary because the marketing agency provided for my family. My husband has a land development, company. It, will generate a really great, long-term generational wealth for us, but it just hasn't yet, right? For us personally, it's a land development company. They secure land to build multi-million-dollar homes with the most elite custom home designers, such as Infinity Custom Homes and Eddie Homes, in the local area. So it's bound to be it's on track. It's projected to be wonderful, but it's just my husband has been doing this for almost a decade, and it's just it hasn't come personally to the family yet that much. And so I have been the primary breadwinner, and it's recently started to shift. I've been the primary breadwinner, and I was for the longevity of us having our 7 kids. Our oldest is 17. And that marketing agency was a big part of that. And I had to shut it down. So, but I felt a peace when I did it. I remember getting the email from the last of my long-standing clients saying, or maybe it was a message or it was a call, just saying, I need to pause because I'm just trying to figure out what the trajectory of my own business is. And so many of my clients were saying this. And I believe in not forcing, not pushing, not selling, schmelling. Hey, Body 20, I love you. Shout out to Body 20. And who's listening right now. And so I was hearing this from clients, and we need to pause. We just need to see what we've got going on here. What do I want to say? The economy was changing. People were making different choices in their purchasing trends and their buying trends, and that was affecting my clients, which was affecting their marketing budget, which was also affecting their level of discernment of, do I want to keep doing this? Let me think about this. And so all of the efforts of promotion were paused with us. And I remember getting that the last email from the last client that was still on retainer. And I, instead of feeling fear, I felt peace. I felt excitement of, wow, if God is closing this door, this pivotal door in my life, what does he have in store for me? And simultaneously, I was working on my financial rep business, through which I do help families account for every dollar, and we strategize on how to grow it, protect it, and make the most of it and allocate it to the best of its abilities, so that your money is working harder for you than you are working for your money. And I did something Tuesday that brought me to my knees, and I am ashamed to say that it took me until June. I talk a lot about, I'm a financial rep, and before that I was a money mindset coach, essentially for business owners, and I still provide those services. I think people get confused. Certainly, if you're a business owner and you come to me and you're like, hey Marta, you've built multiple businesses from the ground up from nothing, can you help me do mine? I would say heck yes. So I do. I still work with business owners in that capacity. I just don't talk about it just as much, although recently I did. And so I am a big believer of accounting for every dollar, paying attention to it, knowing where it goes. But I hadn't done my books for Whole Truth Communications, which is my new entity, yet. I didn't know what was going on with it, because truly the plan was to close the agency and then, oh, hey, why are you closing my app? Sorry. There we go. Truly, I was thinking, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with all of that. But it just so happened that my brother, not my son, I'm about to say my husband, my son, my dad, my brother received notice from his federal position that he had the option of accepting a severance package, or he could walk away. And he also is extremely talented, a media production guy. And so he took the severance package. And because I went to him and I said, hey, whatever's holding you back, I will support you in it. It sounds like all the things that you're saying you don't love, I love it. All the things that you are phenomenal at aren't my jam. So, and in addition to that, I continue every day to get a pretty steady stream of brands who pay me for content creations. They send me products. I do either a scripted video, or I come up with a script, or I just provide B-roll, or I clips, things like that, and I get paid for that, and I get the product for free. So I really only do it for products that I truly believe in, and I'm doing Amazon partnerships, and again, just for products and services that I truly believe in. I'll go get spa services, and then I'm paid to provide content for that. So it's a pretty sweet deal. I love it. My husband jokes that when I say I'm going to a meeting, it probably means I'm going to a spa, and he's not wrong. And so that all still was coming in, and I really wasn't sure the direction of it. I didn't have clarity, and I received the clarity, I feel like, when my brother reached out to me and he said, let's do this together. And we're working on a couple projects together now, and we have big businesses, big organizations, big government agencies coming to us for contracts. We provide the quotes. We're working on some smaller projects together, and it's truly been a gift because he is so talented. And if you head over to my LinkedIn, and Marta Soraya-Greca, I share his work on a daily basis. And there's been actually previous clients coming back to me going, oh, I thought the talent was with you for media, but it clearly was with your brother. And it's, yeah, you're absolutely right. And so what I did, I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to get to the point right after I mention again our sponsor, Black Oswald Coffee Company. Go to blackoswaldcoffeeco.com to get your coffee. Use code MARTA15 for a special discount. But I sat down and I did my books. Yes, I'm ashamed to say it took me until halfway through the year because I wasn't sure whether it was a real thing or real business or not. And when I looked at the totals, it was way more than I thought. I mean, I'm on track of making half of what I made last year, which was a business that I had been running for over a decade. And people think, well, hey, Alexandra, how are you? People think, well, how was that different? How is this different? Well, I can't explain it to you if you're not in the industry, if you're not within the business. I'm not gonna waste your time or brain cells trying to explain it to you, because it really doesn't matter. It's basically that was a agency aspect, high end, high ticket prices, and now the content creation portion of it for the hundreds of brands. They are at a smaller a la carte project base point, where and then also we take the big government contracts, right, and the big organization contracts that are the $100,000 mark, $20,000 mark, and those are through my brother, and then I come in and help him out. So this is just your reminder that God really does provide. And so if it's potentially been on your heart that like, this isn't really lighting me up, but it's what provides, I'm never one to say like jump now, because I don't want you to experience that. I don't know what your nervous system is like. I don't know what your money story is like. I don't know what I don't know what your personal reaction would be like. And I never want to create a reaction of just panic and exacerbated anxiety that is beyond what you would want to deal with. But start taking the steps forward, because if you have that calling, I truly believe that God has created this calling for you, and to start taking the steps forward for it. I mean, I recently worked with a client that I'm her financial rep, and then we're talking about her business, and she started her business while she went from working full-time to working part-time at her job, and she's been provided for consistently, and then she broke down the hours even more at her full-time job, and she's being provided for consistently, and I'm so happy for her. And I'm just telling you that these things can happen for you too. So this show is all about, something scary happening, something turbulent, something tragic, even, shall we say, something that just rocked your world. And I will tell you that this has rocked my world. I am still dealing with things on a daily basis from that decision, that are not pleasant, that should bring a just complete panic probably, and they just don't, because I truly trust in his divine plan. And you do what you can, and you do your best every day, and whatever happens. You take those action steps from a place of peace and a regulated nervous system, and you can't go wrong. And maybe there's something going on in your life that you're in a panic, and it needs to happen faster, and you're putting all this pressure on yourself. You're putting maybe pressure on your team. You're putting pressure on your contacts to make it happen. Make it happen now. Make it happen faster. Make it happen this way. Fit it in this box. And maybe it's not meant to. Maybe you're meant to just take a step back, do some Ho'oponopono, some tapping, spend a day in the woods by yourself, go to the poolside on your own, listening to the water, to the kids laughing, and just re-regulate your nervous system and reconnect with God and his divine plan and his timeline, right? And everything else will fall into place. And I'll tell you what, in these moments, when you put your family first, that is when it all will work out for you. There's been the element in my business that because of the changes, and honestly, I went from having 5 kids to having 7 in the past couple of years, and losing my mom, who was a big support system for me. And so, and I believe that I had 7 kids. I want to be with them, right? And so I'm going to trust that I can grow my businesses in the way that allows me to do whatever the heck I want, because otherwise, why don't I just go get a job? If my businesses aren't going to be exactly what I want them, giving me the freedom that I want, why don't I just go get a job, right? If my businesses aren't going to allow me to be with my kids when I want to be with my kids, why don't I just go get a job? So I run the financial rep business, and I run the content creation company while only working 2 days a week. I take meetings and networking and do my stuff 2 days a week. I have childcare Tuesdays. I have childcare Thursdays. Here I am recording the show today on a Thursday, and that's it. because I used to also work Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays during nap time, but it started to feel like a lot for me. It started to feel like we would go to the pool and I'd have to rush home for nap time to make it to my calls, or it started to feel like I needed to hurry up and do their summer math, or hurry up and come home from this so I could get on a computer and get some stuff done. And it just wasn't for me anymore. I could do it. I wanted to do it for a long time, and now it's just like, nope, it's just Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it is what it is. And I am so grateful because my financial rep company, and this is something that if they're listening, I want you to know how grateful I am for you, for my financial rep company, because they have a very much of an energy of hustle, work hard, never stop working, don't pause for anything. That's not my energy. But I'm so grateful that they accept me for who I am, and that is their energy, because then I know that if I'm not available because I'm out with the kiddos, or if they're screaming, having a tantrum, I've got my team to back me, because they're on, because they believe in doing everything they can 24/7 for our clients. And there's been instances where it's like, you know what? It's just not going to work out for me to take on this new client. It's just our schedules don't add up, and I can't seem to beat the pricing that they need to beat. And my team will jump in and be like, we'll help you out. Or, they're big on growing your own team. They believe in changing the lives of those who want to change their lives. Maybe you're tired of your job. Maybe you just want some extra income. Maybe you want to do something meaningful with your life, like I get to do. I get to help families feel so much more financial peace. And I've given some resistance to that, because I'm like, I've built a team, I've had an agency, I've had an office. I just, I'm like, I'm game for just being a full-time mom, and getting to work 2 days a week and bringing in a pretty nice revenue at that for what I do for, certainly not what it used to be, but, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've created something out of nothing again. And some of the commissions that I get to make and I'm so grateful for my clients at a financial rep firm, but $500, sometimes $1,000 a call, and it's wonderful. And obviously that's revenue, guys. That's not profit. That's revenue. I want to be fully transparent with you, and you got to work it right. You got to work it right. You got to work on that bottom line. And so they want me to grow my team, and I'm like, hey, I don't know that I have interest in that. And they're like, well, we'll help you out. We'll train them. We'll answer their tech questions. We'll meet with them. You don't have to do a thing. We want to make sure that everybody in America gets this opportunity to do something fulfilling, to have financial freedom, to have time freedom. I get to go to Europe twice in the fall. I'm going in September and I'm going in October. I'm not bringing the kids. The only person that I had discussed this with was my husband, and my in-laws, to ensure that they could help with the kids while I'm abroad, to attend to some really pivotal events that my presence is being requested for. So that's something that I've been talking about in posts in the past couple of weeks. I've been working on getting my passport. I've been just reminiscing on the fact that I have my U.S. Citizenship, and I've gone from an Italian and French citizen to a U.S. citizen, and my goal has been to visit Europe once a year. Well, I've been journaling about this. Especially once my mom passed, I really wanted to go to Europe once a year to commemorate her existence. And I didn't get to go last year. I was having another baby. I had some complications with that, and things were dwindling down revenue-wise. It just didn't feel wise. And sure enough, I went into labor early, and that would not have been good. And I just still journaled about it. Italy once a year. Italy and France once a year. So I'm not surprised that this year I get to go to Europe twice in 1 year, because God still provided. This is not from my business revenue. I mean, one of the things that I'm doing is technically a business service, but it's just my trip is fully being paid for, and on both occasions, just because my presence is requested. And isn't that something? That just because your presence is requested, yes, I can help out in big ways while I'm there, and I'm going to, because that's what my calling is, to be there for family when I'm needed. But yeah, so God just provided, and I hope that maybe you're listening to this and you've got some stuff going on, and I'd love to hear from you as to how this affected you and how this resonated with you and had to do with your life. And I just have three important reminders before I sign off. Um, Actually, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of really important reminders. This is really important, so listen in, okay? Pay attention. You will always be divinely provided for. There's no such thing as your timeline, it's God's timeline. It's not your money, it's God's money. It comes from God. So maybe you have some sort of attachment of it comes from this, so I got to keep doing this. Nope, it comes from God. So don't have any attachment to that, because you never know when those things are going to change. I certainly didn't. I got real cocky for a while. Let's be honest. I got real cocky, real vocal about my success. And I'm getting just as vocal about my failures, because I hope that it helps others. And I know that God will provide for me. I know that I'll just rebuild. And it just, maybe it'll take his divine timing. Maybe it won't be on my time. Maybe it won't be as fast as I would like it to be, but it's happening. It's already here, right? And some really important reminders are, once again, the show would not be possible without Black Oswald Coffee Company being our sponsor. Please go to blackoswaldcoffeeco.com. That's blackoswaldcoffeeco.com. Utilize the code with all caps awesome15 for a special discount. Order the coffee today. Maybe you've been listening to the show. Maybe you've been a guest on the show. You keep meaning to do it. Do it today. Support them today. Every dollar, a portion goes towards supporting those in the mental health industry. And also, if you have a nonprofit in the mental health industry that you want to support, you can partner with blackoswaldcoffeeco.com. Just reach out to them and say, hey, I want to get on a partnership to do a fundraiser. How can we get started? And this show is produced by Whole Truth Communications, which is my content creation business. And I partner with my brother, who is Michel Serret. You can check out his work at serretphoto.com. And in addition to that, just remember that I am a financial rep, and that my specialty is helping families account for every dollar, how to grow it, how to protect it, properly allocate it. And we do happy dances during our calls. We cry tears of joy during our calls. And we also have some difficult conversations that once you have them, you feel a huge sigh of relief. Don't wait. I reach out to families every day that come to mind, and I go, hey, I started a financial rep business. Would you help me by having a financial needs analysis that helps me do my job better? Would you just listen to my presentation as I practice it? And also, hey, we'll account for every one of your dollars. We'll help you pay debt way quicker. We will make sure that you're on track for retirement. And I get no's. Can you believe it? I get no's. And I will tell people that, they'll reschedule. That's just sales, that's just business. My heart hurts a little bit every time you do that, guys. And I play it cool, but my heart's hurt a little bit, because it hurts for you. Because the sooner that you get this stuff done, the sooner it's off your plate, and the sooner that you are creating generational wealth and changing the trajectory of the financial story in your life. And it is possible, and it takes one session with me to get it done. I promise you this. Well, I can't guarantee anything. It is against the rules. I am a financial rep. I do need to abide by the rules of FINRA. Otherwise, I will get fined. So there are no guarantees. Everything's according to the market and the economy and all that good stuff. But I promise you will have a good time. Can I promise you that? So reach out to me. You can PM me, DM me on any platform. I'm mostly on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, Marta Serret Greca. Let's get you started. Bye, guys. Until next time, next week, when I have a new guest, Sophia Stearns. She'll tell you about her new book and the incredible story that it took for her to have her one and only daughter. And maybe we'll get you some good happy tears and some emotional tears on this next one. We typically do when the guests come on with their incredible stories. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks for listening. And remember, leave that 5-star review and hit subscribe.